Stop whatever you're doing right now, because what I'm about to share has the power to completely change the direction of your life. Or, if you choose to ignore it, you may find yourself stuck in the exact same place for the next decade. Imagine this. Just a few days ago, I watched a man spend nearly 20 minutes trying to justify himself to someone who clearly held no respect for him, desperately seeking validation from a person utterly unworthy of his time or energy. And the truth is, men like this are everywhere. Perhaps you've seen them. Perhaps you've even recognized parts of yourself in their struggle, overlooked, underestimated, treated as though you don't matter. It's not that you were born without confidence. No. It's that your confidence was shaped, programmed, and conditioned into weakness, designed to make you predictable, controllable, and easy to manage. But 5 centuries ago, a man uncovered the raw principles, the real laws of power and influence, not the polished, pleasant-sounding rules that society repeats, but the hidden truths that actually govern strength, success, and dominance. His name was Machiavelli, and he wrote the ultimate handbook for becoming unstoppable. I'm talking about the kind of man whose very presence turns heads the moment he enters a room. The kind of man who doesn't need to shout because a single word commands attention. The kind of man whose boundaries are not questioned but respected, always. The man who cannot be intimidated, manipulated, or restrained. The man who draws respect as naturally as breathing. He plays by a different set of rules because he operates on a higher level entirely. In the moments ahead, I'm going to reveal 8 principles that will elevate you from being invisible to being unforgettable, from pleading for respect to commanding it, from passively hoping things turn out well to deliberately preparing for excellence. But understand this. Once these truths are revealed, there's no going back. Once you see how power and influence truly function, you cannot return to ignorance. And once you step into being unstoppable, there is no return to the weaker, stoppable version of yourself. So here's what I want you to declare right now. I refuse to be held back. I refuse to be broken. I refuse to be stopped. This is the moment to decide. Are you ready to become unstoppable? Number 1. Transform your inner self. Right now, there are 2 versions of you living inside. One is hesitant, apologetic, and forever chasing approval. The other is steady, confident, and commands respect with every move. Every day you feed one and starve the other. Every single decision, no matter how small, becomes fuel for one and poison for the other. With every choice you make, one side of you grows stronger, while the other side shrinks away, losing its grip. Today, we are going to starve the uncertain one and feed the confident one. Because your uncertain self is not who you truly are, it is who you were carefully taught to be. It is the voice whispering, "Be nice," even when someone openly disrespects you. It is the impulse that makes you say sorry when you did absolutely nothing wrong. It is the exhausting part of you that tries to explain yourself to people who, in reality, should be explaining themselves to you. This uncertain programming didn't just appear overnight. It began early in your life. Your parents wanted you to be good. Your teachers wanted you to be obedient. Society wanted you to be manageable, easy to handle, predictable. But manageable men do not build empires. Manageable men get ignored, dismissed, and eventually forgotten. And the harsh truth is this. Your uncertain self has been making most of your decisions for as long as you can remember. That is why you tolerate disrespect. That is why you hand out endless chances. That is why you constantly put the needs of everyone else above your own. And that is exactly why you are watching this now, instead of already living the life you know you deserve. But here's what your uncertain self will never admit to you. Every time you choose to be nice to someone who does not deserve it, you are being unkind to yourself. Every time you allow someone to step over your boundaries, you are silently teaching them that those boundaries are meaningless. Machiavelli once said, "He who is not master of himself will always be a servant of others." And this is the truth you must face. Your uncertain self speaks an entirely different language than your confident self. Learn to hear the difference. The uncertain self says, "I don't want to hurt their feelings." The confident self replies, "I refuse to compromise my standards." The uncertain self says, "Maybe I misunderstood." The confident self answers, "I understood perfectly, and I don't appreciate what I understood." The uncertain self says, "They deserve another chance." But the confident self knows they already had their chance, and they wasted it. The transformation of your inner self is not a violent war, it is a deliberate, strategic shift. Every time someone tests your limits, your uncertain self scrambles to explain why the boundary exists, but your confident self simply enforces it, calmly, without explanation. Every time someone disrespects you, your uncertain self wants to analyze why. Your confident self doesn't waste energy on why, it delivers consequences. Every time someone wastes your precious time, your uncertain self invents excuses for them. Your confident self protects time like it is gold, untouchable, priceless. So start paying attention. Notice which voice is guiding your decisions. When you catch yourself about to apologize for something that wasn't even your fault, that is your uncertain self speaking. When you feel the urge to explain yourself to someone who actually owes you an apology, that is your uncertain self begging for approval. And this is where the shift begins, not with anger, but with choice. Choose strength instead of approval. Choose respect over being liked. Choose lasting influence over shallow popularity. Your uncertain self will resist you. It will whisper doubts, reminding you of all the people who might not like the new version of you. It will replay every moment when you tried to stand tall and struggled, every attempt when strength seemed to crumble. It will attempt to convince you that seeking influence makes you arrogant, selfish, or even a bad person. Let it resist. Let it complain. Let it protest. And then, let it transform. Because on the other side of your uncertain self's transformation is a man entirely different. A man who never apologizes for taking up space in the world. A man who no longer explains himself to those who don't matter. A man who refuses to beg for respect because his very presence commands it naturally. This is why you must transform the uncertain self, feed the confident self, and always choose influence over approval. Declare it out loud, let it sink deep, and if you must, write it down. My uncertain self is transforming. My confident self is rising. Now, number 2, build the fortress mind. Understand this. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your heaviest chain. For most men, it becomes their biggest obstacle. Right now, perhaps your thoughts are in chaos. Every criticism cuts like a blade. Every setback feels personal, as if life itself is against you. Every challenge provokes a storm of emotions that leave you unsteady. And this constant mental chaos, that is exactly what's keeping you stuck where you are. Today, we are building a fortress, not of stone and steel, but of thought and discipline. A fortress mind that nothing external can penetrate. A fortress mind does not react emotionally to events beyond its control. It processes them strategically, almost like a master reading a map before making his move. When someone criticizes you, the fortress mind does not feel wounded. Instead, it gathers intelligence about that person's character. When someone disappoints you, the fortress mind is not shocked. It simply sees confirmation of what was already suspected. The truth is, most men live at the mercy of their emotions. They grow angry and make reckless decisions. They feel hurt and respond with weakness. They become afraid and avoid making decisions at all. Their emotions are like wild horses, dragging them without direction, wherever the feelings choose to go. But your fortress mind is different. For you, emotions are no longer commands. They are data points. Anger informs you that someone has crossed a line. Pain reveals that someone has shown their true nature. Fear signals that you are standing on the edge of growth. Stop taking everything so personally. When someone mistreats you, they are not revealing a flaw within you. They are revealing a flaw within themselves. When someone attempts to manipulate you, it is not proof of your weakness. It is proof of their desperation. Machiavelli once said, "A wise man acts in the present, shaping the future." This is the principle of the fortress mind. It operates through logic, through strategy, through foresight. It does not expect the world to be easy, but it is always prepared for the challenge. It expects resistance, not because it is negative, but because it is ready. And when you expect obstacles, disappointment becomes manageable. When you expect setbacks, then success becomes a pleasant, powerful surprise. Train your mind to recognize patterns, not isolated incidents. That person who deceived you once? They are unreliable. That so-called friend who speaks negatively about others when they are with you? They assume you're planning something significant. They start to imagine depth and strategy where you've said nothing at all. And here lies the crucial part. When you finally choose to speak, your words must carry undeniable weight. Because you've been selective with your words, people listen more intently. Because you don't waste words, every sentence cuts sharper, every phrase carries impact. Because you don't over-explain, when you finally do speak, people hang on each word, careful not to miss a single detail. This is the essence of strategic silence. Begin practicing it today. When someone throws an unreasonable accusation your way, don't rush to defend yourself. Simply observe them with calm detachment. When someone demands answers you don't want to give, resist the urge to explain. Just say no. When someone stirs up drama, don't step into their trap. Remove yourself from the situation with quiet strength. Watch closely what happens. The person who thrives on provoking reactions suddenly finds themselves powerless. They escalate, desperate for the emotional response they're used to extracting. But when it never comes, two things can happen. They either back down in frustration, or they expose their true character for everyone to see. Either way, you win. Silence also shields you from reckless mistakes. How many men have sabotaged their own success with words they later wish they could take back? How many heated arguments could have been avoided with just a few moments of deliberate quiet? How many relationships could have been saved by refusing to take the bait of pointless conflict? The silent man never suffers these regrets. He speaks only when words serve his purpose. He stays quiet when silence safeguards his position. He never arms his challengers with ammunition to use against him. Let other men waste their breath, filling the air with noise. You will fill the room with presence. Let them burn their energy on endless words. You will preserve your energy for decisive action. Silent men are influential men, not because they seek to intimidate, but because they are unpredictable. No one knows exactly what they're thinking. No one knows what they might be capable of. No one knows when they'll make their move. That uncertainty creates respect. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them respect what they cannot easily understand. Your silence is your superpower. Use it wisely. Declare it now. My silence speaks louder than their noise. Number 4, turn setbacks into strength. Here's a truth that will save you years of wasted frustration. People will disappoint you. At some point, your closest friend will choose their own interests over your friendship. Your business partner may choose money over loyalty. Even people you trusted deeply will let you down when the pressure is highest. This is not pessimism. It is realism. And once you accept this reality, disappointment no longer has the power to crush you because you expected it from the start. Most men are destroyed by disappointment because they cling to illusions and idealistic expectations. They convince themselves that people are better than they really are. They trust blindly instead of observing carefully. They confuse niceness with true character. And when disappointment finally strikes them, they fall apart. They cannot comprehend how someone they trusted could betray them. They spend weeks, sometimes months, obsessing over the why. They replay old conversations endlessly, searching for clues, for signs they might have overlooked. But you will be different. You won't waste time in confusion. You will expect challenges, and you will use them as fuel for growth. Because disappointment, in its purest form, is information. It is showing you who people truly are when the pressure rises. It is peeling away the mask of politeness, exposing the raw reality beneath. It is teaching you lessons about human nature that no book, no lecture, and no mentor could ever fully reveal. Every disappointment carries within it a hidden gift, the gift of clarity. Before disappointment, you might have been unsure about someone's loyalty or intentions. After disappointment, you know with certainty exactly who they are. Machiavelli once said, "Men are unpredictable, changeable, and self-serving." The man who truly understands this principle is never blindsided. He builds his plans around the certainty that people will ultimately act in their own interest. He creates backup strategies for the moment allies drift away. He never places all his success in the fragile hands of another. But here's the secret that transforms disappointment from a wound into fuel. Disappointment is proof that you are rising. People do not disappoint those beneath them. They disappoint those who are above them. They disappoint those who have something they want. They disappoint those who are moving forward, climbing higher, achieving more. Every disappointment is evidence that you are becoming someone worth envying, someone worth betraying. So wear it like a badge of honor. When disappointment arrives, and it will arrive, respond like a strategist, not like a victim. Do not waste energy drowning in hurt feelings. Redirect that energy into sharp, strategic thinking. Ask yourself, what did this disappointment teach me? How can I use this new information? What weakness in my approach has been exposed? Sometimes, the wisest response is complete distance. No explanations, no second chances, no dramatic confrontations. Just gone, removed, cut out like a toxic influence. Other times, the smartest move is strategic patience. Take note of what they did. Store it quietly in your memory. Wait for the right moment. And when the timing serves you best, turn their unreliability into their downfall. Use disappointment as your education. Let it sharpen you. Let it train you. It will teach you who truly deserves your trust and who deserves your caution. It will reveal how to protect your vulnerabilities. It will force you to become self-reliant rather than dependent on others. And remember this: the man who has faced disappointment again and again, and each time has grown stronger, is far more powerful, far more capable than the man who has never been tested at all. Disappointment is your graduation from naive trust to strategic thinking. Most men allow disappointment to harden them, to make them bitter, cynical, and closed off. But you will be different. You will let disappointment sharpen you, make you wiser, more discerning, and far more selective. Because when you've been let down by everyone and you're still standing tall, when you've been abandoned and yet you're still moving forward, when you've faced disappointment after disappointment and you're still rising higher, that's when you finally understand what it means to be truly unstoppable. Number 5, silence your critics through excellence. Here's what uncertain men do when people criticize them. They argue, they defend, they explain endlessly. They waste precious hours trying to prove their worth to critics who never intended to believe in them anyway. They burn energy fighting battles that don't matter, chasing validation they'll never receive. But you will operate differently. You will excel so completely, so undeniably, that criticism becomes irrelevant. Understand this. Your critics are not the real problem. Your reaction to criticism is the real problem. The moment you argue with a critic, you elevate them to your level. You signal that their opinion has weight, that it deserves a debate. But it doesn't. Stop dignifying bad faith criticism with good faith responses. Stop acting as if every random opinion deserves careful consideration. Stop giving power to voices that have achieved nothing while you're in the process of building everything. The true path to silencing critics is not through arguments, it's through achievement. It's through results so clear, so undeniable, that words against you collapse under their own weakness. When your results roar louder than their complaints, criticism dies in their throats. When your success exposes their words as foolish, they stop speaking them. Machiavelli once said, "Let no one think that they can overcome fortune with complaints." And he was right. Complaints achieve nothing. But excellence? Excellence drowns criticism, suffocates doubt, and buries gossip beneath visible proof of progress. You can overwhelm every critic with undeniable consistency. You can silence every skeptic with results they cannot ignore. So focus your energy on building, not defending. Every minute spent arguing is a minute stolen from your growth. Every hour wasted explaining yourself is an hour you could have invested in your empire. Let your work do the talking. Let your results carry the message. Let your progress smother the noise. Because when people see you succeeding over and over again, their criticism transforms into something else: envy. And envy, though they will never admit it, is simply respect in disguise. Remember this: the man who excels in his craft does not waste his breath debating with those who have never achieved anything meaningful. The man who builds empires does not argue with men who have never built anything at all. The man who commands respect does not explain himself to those who have never commanded respect from anyone. Your critics will always exist. There will always be people who don't understand your methods, who question your choices, who doubt your abilities. No matter how clear your vision is to you, it will always look blurry to those who lack your perspective. And that's fine. This is not a problem to solve, it's a reality to accept. Criticism is not a sign of your weakness. It's proof that people are paying attention. Use it as fuel, not as validation. When someone says you can't do something, don't waste breath arguing. Let that doubt ignite your determination and push you to prove them wrong through undeniable action. When someone questions your methods, don't explain yourself. Let your results answer them more loudly than any words could. When someone doubts your potential, don't beg for belief. Let your achievements rise as undeniable evidence. The goal isn't to convince everyone you're right. You don't need universal approval. The true goal is to become so obviously successful that arguing becomes pointless, so clearly capable that even your silence silences the room. Silence your critics through excellence. Build something so impressive that their criticism shrinks into petty jealousy. Achieve something so undeniable that their doubt looks like delusion. Ask yourself, why waste time debating with people who will never respect you anyway? Why let their noise distract you from your mission? The answer is simple: you won't. Instead, you'll channel all that energy into excelling in the only areas that matter, where respect is earned not through words, but through results. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I silence critics with success, not arguments. Number 6, control your reputation. Every single person you meet forms an opinion about you in the first 7 seconds. 7 seconds. That's all it takes for them to decide how to treat you, how much respect to give you, and how much influence they believe you hold. Most men leave this crucial moment to chance, but not you. You're going to control it like a master strategist. Your reputation isn't just about how you look. It's the energy you carry into every space. It's the silent message in your posture, the quiet confidence in your tone, the unspoken weight of your presence. It's the stories people whisper about you when you're not in the room. And here's the truth. Influential men don't waste time filling silence with chatter. They don't explain every decision. They don't justify every choice. When you speak less, people listen more. When you reveal less, people respect more. Mystery is magnetic. It pulls people in, makes them lean closer, makes them curious. Don't hand people your entire life story in the first conversation. Don't reveal your methods to competitors eager to use them against you. Don't broadcast your plans to those who haven't earned your trust. Keep them curious. Keep them wondering. Let your reputation precede you like a powerful force that enters the room before you do. People should know your standards before they meet you. They should understand your boundaries before they even test them. They should respect your strength before they ever experience it firsthand. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge more by the eye than the hand. People judge you more by what they see than by what you actually do." Use this reality to your advantage. Control what they see. Your physical presence tells a story long before your words do. Stand like you own every room you enter. Walk like you're going somewhere important, and nothing can stop you. Sit like you're the most capable person in the room, even if you're the quietest one there. Posture speaks louder than words. Your response to pressure always reveals your true character. When chaos erupts, be the calm center everyone looks to for direction. When people around you panic, be the steady force that anchors the room. When others lose control, be the one who never wavers. Consistency builds trust like nothing else. Be the same person under pressure as you are under praise. Be the same man when you're winning and when you're struggling. Be the same in public as you are in private. Because integrity means alignment, not performance. Let your actions quietly build your legend, brick by brick, until your reputation stands taller than any explanation could. When you need to distance yourself from someone, do it completely and permanently. Half measures only invite confusion. When you need to stand your ground, don't move an inch, no matter how strong the resistance. And when you need to make a point, make it unforgettable, something that leaves no room for doubt. But also remember, competence speaks for itself louder than any speech ever could. Be excellent at what you do. Be reliable when others depend on you. Be the one who provides solutions when problems arise. Influence without competence is nothing more than noise. It fades quickly and earns no respect. Control the narrative about who you are. Don't allow other people to define you with their limited perspective. Don't let past mistakes become a prison for your future identity. Don't let shallow opinions dictate the reality you choose to live. You decide who you are. You decide what you represent. You decide how people remember you. Your reputation becomes your sharpest tool. Your presence becomes your shield. Your character becomes your greatest and most unshakable asset. Build it deliberately. Protect it fiercely. Use it strategically. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control my reputation. My presence commands respect. Number 7. Make excellence a discipline. Excellence isn't something you switch on when you feel like it. It isn't a spotlight you shine only on special occasions. Excellence is a discipline, a daily practice that defines you whether people are watching or not. Most men wrongly assume excellence is about the big moments, the critical presentation to the boss, the heated exchange with the disrespectful rival, the dramatic scene where they finally stand up for themselves. But true excellence is forged in the invisible moments. It shows in how you rise from bed when every part of you wants to stay under the covers. It shows in how you handle the countless small annoyances of the day without losing your composure. It shows in how you treat those who can do nothing for you in return. It shows in how you respond when nobody is keeping score, when the world isn't watching and you have no audience to impress. These invisible choices carve your character, and your character shapes your destiny. That destiny determines whether you become a man others respect or just another man easily overlooked. Comfort is the enemy of excellence. When you grow too comfortable, you become predictable. When predictable, you become manageable. And when manageable, you fade into the background, overlooked by everyone who matters. The man who chooses comfort over growth is choosing stagnation over progress. He is choosing to remain average instead of reaching for the exceptional. He is choosing to stay where he is instead of moving toward where he could be. Machiavelli once said, "Fortune favors the disciplined." Your daily disciplines are not small habits. They are the very superpowers that separate you from the ordinary. When you consistently do what you said you would do, especially on the days when you least feel like it, you build unshakable self-trust. And when you trust yourself, your confidence becomes unstoppable. Your personal standards are not just preferences, they are your foundation. When you know what you stand for, no one can push you off balance. When you know exactly what you refuse to tolerate, no one can push you around. When you know your non-negotiables, no one can negotiate you down. These boundaries and disciplines forge a strength that most men will never experience. Wake up early, even when the bed feels too comfortable. Exercise even when your body begs you to skip it. Do the hardest task first, even when procrastination tempts you with excuses. Keep your word, even when it costs you convenience. These aren't just good habits. These are excellence practices. Every choice of discipline over comfort is a declaration. I control my life, not my feelings. Every time you push through resistance, you prove to yourself that you are the master, not the servant. Other men will laugh. They will call you extreme. They will tell you you're too intense, that you should relax, take it easy, and enjoy life. But look closer. Aren't these the same men who eventually come asking for help when their undisciplined lives collapse under their own weight? Let them choose the easy path. You are choosing the effective one. Let them chase temporary pleasure. You are building permanent strength. Let them drown in comfort. You are rising with excellence. Make excellence your philosophy. Make strength your daily practice. Make discipline your sacred ritual, as if it were a shield you carry into every battle. Because life will test you. Not once, not occasionally, but constantly. And when those tests arrive, the disciplined man succeeds where the comfortable man crumbles. Number 8, become unstoppable. This is the moment where everything you've built, the mindset, the discipline, the resilience, comes together. This is the point where you transcend ordinary limitations and enter a realm most men will never even glimpse. This is where you become truly unbreakable, unbending, and unstoppable. To be unstoppable does not mean you never face hardship. It means hardship cannot break your inner core. Nothing external can disturb your internal peace. People can criticize you, but their words don't shake your confidence. They can disappoint you, but you expected it, so it doesn't surprise you. They can challenge you, but instead of breaking, you grow sharper and stronger. The unstoppable man achieves what most believe to be impossible: complete independence from other people's opinions, reactions, and approval. This is not cold-heartedness. This is strategic emotional intelligence. You still care for people, but you don't beg for their validation. You still love deeply, but you don't need love to feel whole. You still connect authentically, but you don't depend on connection to survive. Let them call you confident. Let them call you self-assured. Let them call you independent. Accept these labels without defense, without justification, and without explanation. When average people cannot comprehend the depth of your strength, they will try to drag you back down to their level. They will attempt to anchor you to the ordinary world they feel safe in. But don't go. You don't live there anymore. You've moved beyond it. Your influence comes from self-mastery, not external control. Your strength is born from internal discipline, not fleeting outside validation. Your victory arises from personal excellence, not the applause of the crowd or the approval of the masses. As Machiavelli once declared, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." And that is the truth. The moment you master yourself, you become unstoppable. Through radical self-reliance, you no longer wait for permission to be yourself. You don't pause to gain cooperation to build your life. You don't require anyone's approval to chase your goals or to pursue your vision. Does this mean you shut yourself off completely? No, it means you become selective. You choose, carefully, who earns access to your time, your energy, and your attention. You decide who is worthy of your investment. You control who holds influence over your decisions. The unstoppable man operates from a place of abundance, not scarcity. He knows he has countless options, and therefore he never clings desperately to one outcome. His strength runs so deep internally that he doesn't lean on external support. His character is so unshakable that it cannot be compromised by the shallow judgments of others. And yet, when you become unstoppable, people will inevitably test you. They will search for cracks in your foundation, probe for weaknesses, and look for buttons to push. They will try every tactic to disturb, manipulate, or control you. Let them exhaust themselves in vain. They will discover nothing, because you have systematically eliminated every weakness, refined every fault, and fortified every vulnerability. You've transformed your uncertain self into someone unrecognizable. You've built an impenetrable fortress of the mind. You've mastered the weapon of silence. You've turned setbacks into powerful fuel. You've learned to never expose weakness to those who would exploit it. You've seized control of your reputation. And you've elevated discipline into a daily ritual of excellence. In doing so, you have become something that transcends ordinary human limitation. You've become unstoppable. Your challengers will wear themselves out trying to bring you down. Your critics will waste their breath attempting to shame you. Your doubters will drain themselves dry trying to break you. And yet, you will keep rising, higher and higher, because you cannot be held back, broken, or stopped. You've crossed into the realm of the legendary. You started this journey as one person. You are finishing it as someone entirely different. The transformation you've undergone in these moments will ripple outward, shaping every dimension of your life. Now, you hold within you the 8 pillars of unstoppable influence. You know how to eliminate uncertainty and cultivate unshakable confidence. You know how to build mental fortresses that cannot be penetrated. You know how to wield silence as a weapon and a shield. You know how to transform setbacks from wounds into fuel that propels you forward. You know how to never show weakness even when you feel it. You know how to control your reputation like a master strategist. You know how to make excellence a sacred practice. You know how to become completely unstoppable. And remember, this isn't just surface-level knowledge. This is deep transformation. You're not the same person who clicked on this video. You've evolved. You've awakened. You've stepped into influence. The world, however, will not stand still. It will immediately test your new strength. People will push against your freshly built boundaries, probing for old cracks. Your past habits, your old programming, will try to seduce you back into uncertainty and weakness. But stand firm. You've come too far to retreat now. You're no longer the man who gets talked down to. You're now the man whose presence commands attention without ever needing to demand it. You're no longer the man who begs for respect. You are the man who expects it and receives it. You are no longer the man who is tossed around by circumstances like a leaf in the wind. You are the man who bends circumstances to serve your vision, shaping reality itself to align with your will. Think about it. Can anything stop a man who has already chosen discipline over comfort, strength over weakness, strategy over reaction? The man watching this conclusion is fundamentally different from the man who watched the introduction. You've been empowered. You've been transformed. You've been forged into something unstoppable. Your uncertain self is gone, transformed forever. Your fortress mind is operational, unshakable, and ready for battle. Your silence is loaded and sharp, ready to cut through noise. Your setback fuel tank is full, burning with the energy of every disappointment you've overcome. Your weaknesses are hidden from probing eyes. Your reputation is under your complete control, crafted like a weapon. Your discipline of excellence is firm, unbending. And now, your unstoppable status is not just a claim, it is reality. You cannot be held back because your influence has risen beyond mere words. You cannot be broken because your strength is absolute, forged in fire and pressure. You cannot be stopped because your victory was decided the very moment you chose transformation over comfort. Look around. The world is waiting for you to step into your rightful place. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for opportunities to knock. Stop hoping someone else will hand you what you already have the power to take. You are unbreakable. You are unbending. You are unstoppable. Now go out there and prove it, not with talk, but with undeniable action. This is your moment. This is your influence. This is your time. Take everything.